So for those that have not heard, Brittney Griner has been released. WNBA player Brittney has been released. If that is something you want to talk about, get some information about, get some more details on, please continue to watch and let's get into it. Hey fam, it's me, Clarissa, here on Clarissa Says, where Clarissa says it all and that's how it feels. So we're back with another video. Y'all, Brittney Griner has been released. I did a video maybe like a month or so ago, maybe longer actually, talking about how Brittney Griner was imprisoned in Russia due to, I think it was a 0.75 of CBD oil. And you know, Russian laws are like, they don't play when it comes to medicinal or any kind of, you know, recreational drug. So she was going through the airport, and they found that on her carry-on, and she was, you know, sentenced to prison in Russia. So the latest details is that our President Biden and of course the whole Senate and all of that has come together with a swap of prisoners, which I mentioned in that video. So they ended up swapping Brittney Griner for Viktor Bout. Okay, Viktor Bout was a armed, you know, compromised Russian spy that the U.S. had captured and imprisoned due to the things that he was doing. And so the deal that Russia had given the U.S. is that and I shouldn't say in swap, but to swap out basically her for him. There's a correct terminology that I'm trying to think of right now, but it's first thing in the morning, so bear with me. I had to talk to y'all about this, right? So yeah, so they were agreed to go ahead and swap Viktor Bout for Brittney Griner, and then the deal would not be official until she actually got out of Russia. So once she reached Abu Dhabi, because you got to go from Abu Dhabi, where Russia, to Abu Dhabi to the US, and she actually flew to Texas. And so the deal would be official until she was outside of those, you know, territories. So Brittney Griner got to Texas today, December 9th, Friday, December 9th, and she is safely on U.S. soil. She is now at a San Antonio military base doing a full evaluation due to the fact that she was in a Russian prison, and of course they have really harsh conditions. They want to make sure that she's okay, make sure that she's getting all the proper medical attention that she does need, and you know, the psychological side as well. So besides that, in the deal that I mentioned to y'all prior in that video, and there's a link above and down below for you to watch that video if you guys really want to know in depth what really went on. They were also talking about trading Paul Whelan. So Paul was a U.S. officer, a really vetted U.S. officer that had also been imprisoned, you know, unaccountably. Now his charges and what he did is completely different. He was actually within the forces, and the Russians ended up catching him, and he ended up getting imprisoned. So they also was trying to work him into the deal to get him out of the Russian prison as well with Brittney Griner, but they did not approve that. They only approved for Brittney Griner, and I do believe that's because her the reason as to why she went to prison, to me personally, was a little bit petty. Some of the things that he has done is a bit more serious, because in the day, we are going against each other, right? And so some of the things that he has done in the past, even if it's not accounted for what he's in prison for, it still is like, you know, I guess hurtful to them. And so it's going to be harder for him to be released than, of course, Brittney Griner, who was just going through an airport and got caught with a 0.75. Okay, she's like, listen, I'm a regular citizen. I'm not a part of any federal bureaucracy, CIA. I've never been in the military. Baby, please let me go home. Please, I'm not cut out for this, okay? And so I'm like, for real. And so, you know, he went on to say that basically he's very happy that she's able to get out, but at the same time, he said that he's still in it, which I will be too, because he did serve and do a lot of good things for the U.S. And part of him being there in the first place. When I say being there, I mean in Russia in the first place, because he's an American citizen. So with that being said, they are still working on him. I want to make sure I do mention that they have not said that they're like done with like trying to get him out. No, they're trying to get him out too. It's just with this specific situation, he ended up not being also included into this swap. So it was just Viktor Bout and Brittney Griner that was able to be swapped through the nations of the U.S. and Russia. And so this is a quick update. Also within Viktor Bout's, I think it's called commutation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Within his deal, right? Within his deal, he cannot go back to Russia and do any like paid press or any paid movies, any paid books. Basically, he can't make money off of this because, of course, when you know these people go through these things, they like to do, you know, blow it up. And so basically it's in the deal that they agree that he cannot go back to Russia and basically make money off of anything that has happened with the U.S. Basically explaining his experience and exploiting it is illegal. Like, he can't do it. And he also cannot set foot back on U.S. soil, no matter if it's the main U.S. or any of the other 52 states. Basically, any 52 states within the USA that's included into USA. Anything that's a USA soil, because we do have some portions out there of different locations. He can't set foot in, like Guam, Hawaii, you know, places like that. He cannot set foot in U.S. territories outside of the U.S. He can't set foot in, you know. And so that's really U.S. Virgin Islands, for instance. That's really what was really important in the deal, that he can't set foot on U.S. soil, and that he can't, you know, go exploit the story of his experience of being in prison and what happened and all that details. He can't talk about that and get paid for it. And so no books or anything. And so, yeah, that's the deal. They agreed to it, and the deal was not going to be signed and sealed until she reached Abu Dhabi, and she did, and she actually got to U.S. soil officially today. So that's really what's going on. I just want to give you guys a quick update. How do y'all feel? A lot of the celebrities are coming out, like Chris Tucker. You also seen some people like who else I saw? Breonna Stewart, who was on the Olympic team, I believe, with her. Kelsey Plum, who's I think a part of the Aces. A bunch of WNBA players all together, and of course, like the commissioners, like, you know, the people that are really like a part of the behind the scenes of the WNBA and NBA in general. A lot of the NBA players as well are also coming out and saying stuff. Like I said, you know, people, celebrities, people, well-known people are out there really saying, you know, good and positive things about her return and seeing you soon, and keep your heads up. Can't wait to see you. You know, I'm glad you're home for Christmas, before Christmas. Like, that is, you know, great, you know. And also it does promote Christmas as well, because now people's like, oh, you know, like a whole miracle story, because literally that was kind of a miracle, because she was sentenced, I believe, to 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. And that'll be a long time to sit in Russia. It's a long time to sit in any kind of prison, but especially a prison that you're not acquainted with, like with languages that you don't know. When I say languages, because it's people that possibly are also working in the prison or are in prison as well that don't speak Russian. So you got all these different people there that don't speak English, more so or less. And it's just like a whole lot of like, it's just a whole nother type of world, you know. Prison is in itself is a whole type of world, and then being in somewhere that's a foreign prison, like, whoa, really mind blown, you know. So the fact that she was able to get out before the holidays, which is supposed to be a very cheerful, uplifting, you know, miracle bound holiday, is such a blessing. So I do welcome her home with open arms. I hope that she is fine mentally and physically and emotionally. I hope she does get help if she does need it from this experience. And I do hope that this is a testament to everybody to be out there trying to, you know, either forget what they got going on or be slick, because stuff is real. These countries do not play. All right. So that being said, y'all be safe. Y'all be happy. Y'all be vigilant. Happy Friday. And I will see you guys on my next video. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.